Should you go to law school? Hi, my name is Giselle and welcome to my channel. I am an in-house counsel at a software company, and in today's video I am going to just give you some information that will hopefully help you decide whether you should go to law school or not. First of all, I just wanted to say that I am not here to encourage or discourage anyone from going to law school. This is your own decision. I'm just sharing my experience, my thoughts, but it is ultimately up to you. So the first tip, law school, you're reading a lot of dense material, you're doing it at a fast pace, so you're often reading like anywhere from 150 pages to 200 pages per day just to prep for class. So you're often doing that like a day or two in advance. You're doing a lot of writing as well, reading case law and then analyzing it. Do you like to read and write a lot? Do you have strong reading comprehension and writing skills? So that's going to serve you well in law school. Do you enjoy problem solving and critical thinking? That's also going to be a good thing for you in law school. If you don't enjoy any of these things like reading, writing, critical thinking, it's going to make things feel extra difficult for you in law school. Second point is, do you find the law interesting enough? You're not gonna love every subject. You don't have to nerd out about the law, but do you find it interesting? Do you find it interesting enough that you can make a career out of it? Because if the answer is no, it's not interesting at all to you, the workload that you're gonna subject yourself to is gonna feel unbearable. And if you do find it interesting, it's still gonna be difficult, but at least it's going to be a little bit more enjoyable, a little more interesting. The third tip is to shadow a lawyer. I really recommend you don't skip because it's going to give you exposure. If you know someone out there, some family, friends, friend of a friend, volunteer at a legal clinic, work as a legal assistant, put yourself in a position where you can see the day-to-day of being an attorney for at least a month. A lot of what the law is managing clients' expectations, communication, but there's other sides to it as well that you want to just get exposed to and see what it's like day to day. Because if you just go into it with what you see on TV, that's not how it is in reality. Definitely shadow someone if you can. Fourth tip is for you to just be aware that there are so many types of law out there. There's so many types of different work environments. So I chose transactional commercial law. I'm not in court, but there's also family law, there's criminal law, there's patent law, there's corporate law. And know that you typically specialize in one thing, and you can also work at a big law firm, you can work at a medium-sized law firm, you can work at a small law firm, you can work for a company, which is what I do. You don't have to work in tech, you could work in a pharmaceutical company, you can work for a financial company. Once you start law school, you don't really have as much time as you think to figure things out. You got to do your research, and also getting exposed to that type of work, like the day-to-day, is really important. Once law school starts, it's actually a lot more about like digging in and gaining the experience. The fourth thing I wanted to say is that law school is a big time and financial commitment. Actually look up tuition, estimate school loans, look up how much your salary will be in the type of law that you want to practice in. If you can get a scholarship, that would be great. Law school is very, very expensive, and it's 3 years out of your life that will fly by. And you don't want to start something to then drop out. Like, you're still gonna have to pay that 1 year of law school that you did. There's tons of options out there in terms of loans, scholarships, so please do your research. The fifth tip is that don't go in thinking that law school will teach you how to practice law. Law school will teach you how to think like a lawyer, but it won't actually teach you how to be a lawyer. Certain law schools are good at giving you a little bit more practical approach in terms of their courses. Also understand that how you actually learn to practice law, to be a lawyer, is going to be through internships, through job, through the actual doing and the actual working. By learning from peers, mentors, your supervising attorney at a law firm. Those are all the tips that I have on whether you should go to law school. Like I said, this is all based on my experience. It is a very important decision, so make sure you give it enough time and consideration. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.